What is going on, everybody? My name is Bryce Musaw, and I'm going to be explaining evaluating logarithms. And this is just a standard logarithm equation. We have the base 4 here and the value 16. And basically all we're doing here is we're taking this number to get to that number. Some of you might already know how to do that, but let's just write it all out. So we have log 4 to 16 equals x. And what we're going to do is standard, I call it scorpion procedure because it kind of looks like a scorpion's tail when it comes around like that. So you can, yeah. And so we're going to write that out. We take the 4, we start with the 4, we go to the x, equal sign to the 16. And this is called exponential form. It's a mathematical term, and we can figure this out because this side has to equal this side. And with that x, we can make it 2. And then when it's squared, it'll equal 16 equals 16. So therefore, x equals 2. Pretty easy. Alright, so now this is our second problem. We have log base 2 with the value of 1/4 equals x. Now, since we're dealing with the value of a fraction, our answer is going to be negative. It's already done. You can figure that out just by looking at it. So that's a good starting point. So let's write this equation out. Log base 2 1/4 equals x. Now what we're going to be doing here is standard scorpion procedure. Look at that. And we're going to write out 2 goes to the x, equal sign, and lastly 1/4. Now when I look at this problem, I know that 4 is a square root of 2, so we can write this out. See, because 2 to the square root equals 4. It's the same thing, just now we have like terms right here. And we need to move this up the denominator to the numerator in order to make it on terms with 2. Alrighty, and now since they're both in x and they equal each other, x equals negative 2. And like I said before, we were going to deal with a negative, and that's how we got our negative.
Now it's time to kick the test.
Alright, so this is evaluate log base 2 with a value of 1/8 equals x. And honestly, when you have multiple choice like this, you always want to use process of elimination. And when you have a base that's going to a fraction, you automatically know it's going to be a negative number. And then this multiple choice, we only have one negative number, so we can automatically cancel these out, and now it's negative. Alright guys, so now you know how to evaluate logarithms. You take this to school, use it well, get that A on that test, and thank you for joining me.